pleased to be joined by Joelynne Hanson, owner of HanSon Custom Crushing, an owner-operated mobile crushing company that specializes in recycling asphalt and concrete. Other services offered include quarry and pit crushing, screening of rock, limestone, sand, gravel, and other aggregate materials and aggregate sales. So thanks, Joelynne, for joining me today. How are you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing well.
Great. Well, I guess we can just jump right in. I was just wondering if you could talk a little bit more about your company and how long you've been in business. It sounds like you've been around for a while. So if you could start with that, that'd be great.
Sure. Well, like you said, we're a mobile rock crushing company. We started back in 2008. And since that time, we have expanded. We usually run 3 plants. Sometimes we run 4. We also have a screening operation that we can run. And this past year, in 2020, we picked up a demo processor so we can help our customers with demo projects and processing material on site.
Okay. And you're based right here in the Twin Cities, Forest Lake, I believe. Is that right?
Yes, based out of Forest Lake, but are constantly moving from site to site.
Yeah. So what areas do you serve? Do you go all across the metro area and beyond, or?
Yes, we serve the entire metro area and outstate Minnesota. We are actually a certified DBE in Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, Iowa, and Wisconsin, as well as Minnesota. So we had been out with a division in North Dakota back in 2011 through 2015, a lot of during the oil time, but pulled everything back to base it out of here with the amount of highway work that was going on to serve our customers in this area. But yeah, we branch out. I would say out of Minnesota is more of for customers that we know, but we are looking for work or do look for work in other areas.
Okay, so you do a lot of MnDOT projects and things of that nature.
Yeah,
typical?
we do a lot of state work, or we've done the majority of the highways in the metro area we've done, and outstates. We used to do probably 50 private, 50 state work. Then we were doing a lot more state work when the highways were really under construction, as all people know, the last few years. Now this year we've done probably again 50-50. Usually we add probably 3 new customers each year. So.
Okay. I was just looking on your website at some of the projects you've done. I noticed that you worked, for example, on St. Croix crossing. What was that like? That was quite a job.
Yeah, we worked on the St. Croix crossing. We worked on a lot, like I said, of the highway projects, and it's a lot of fun to see where they start and where they finish and how everything falls in place. The part we do of the job is we move in and move out and move in and move out. So a lot of times it's very interesting when we're called to get back on site where exactly they think we're going to crush and how it works out. But yeah, it's interesting to see how these prime contractors make everything fit into place in timing. It's quite amazing.
Was that one of your more challenging projects, or just?
St. Croix crossing, that was an enjoyable project, I would say, timing wise, location wise, space wise for what we do. I would say a challenging one was the 35 that just finished up in Minneapolis, just because of the tight spaces, right? They're on the highway, moving in, moving out, stockpiling, timing, all worked out great. We worked for Schaefer on that project. Everything fell into place, but it was quite interesting in some of the locations that we needed to be located and to try to stockpile. So, but somehow or another, it always works out.
Yeah, that was an impressive project. I know I drive a lot on that stretch of 35W, and just in the past 4 years or however long was going on, it just seemed like it would never end. And then all of a sudden, there you are. All the lanes are opened up again as of the 10th of September or something like that.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
Pretty cool to see that come to fruition after all those years.
Yes.
So, what, how did you end up in this business? Was it just something that you had an interest in, or?
Well, I kind of stumbled into it, but I had always been interested in the construction field. I always wanted to drive truck, actually overrode when I was growing up. Never did. Ended up starting for a crane company, moving to a concrete company, ended up with an excavating company that we hired people to come in to crush and recycle the material on site. So we actually hired the companies. And during that time, I worked with my husband, and he had asked the owner of the company, maybe we should buy a crusher and just do your own crushing. And the owner said, yeah, have at it. So we went out and, found what we needed, did our own crushing, went out, found crusher customers, and it grew from there. And I was with that company for 13 years. And then I decided that I was going to try something different. And when I left the company, an opportunity came up that if I wanted to go out and do it on my own. So, and I'm going to tell you the answer to that was absolutely not. But then my husband said, hey, I'll quit and do it with you. And we had been working together for multiple years. And I thought, okay, we'll give it a try. As we sat on our couch watching CNN in the middle of 2008, or actually end of 2007, beginning of 2008, thinking, wow, we just quit our jobs, and we have a lot of debt. But I told him, I says, well, if we could make it through now, I said we should do pretty good down the road. So
Yeah, that was a pretty bold move at that time when with the economy and all the way it was. But and I imagine it's pretty capital intensive business with all the equipment you need. So did you ever have second thoughts like, what am I getting into here?
no, I think once I got into it, I was like, we're either going to make it or break it. We're going to make it work. And I'm going to tell you, it wasn't easy. A lot of people saying, oh, geez, you own your own business, you got it made. There's people that own their own business know differently. So, but it was kind of like, if you're going to do it, you got to do it. So a lot of long hours, a lot of self-performing, thankfully, a lot of good employees. Yeah, it was kind of a whirlwind, but it's no second guesses. Many mornings woke up, why do I do this? There's got to be something easier, but wouldn't be a challenge then, I guess.
How much have you grown since then? It sounds like you're doing pretty well now. We talked about some of the projects you worked on, and how many employees do you have, and what kind of growth have you seen?
We have 16 employees. We did have 21 at one time. That's when we were out in North Dakota too. And I look at it as sometimes the more employees you have and the more business you have doesn't mean the more you're making. Sometimes it means more headaches. So we have 16 employees right now, great employees. We have long time employees, which is very helpful to me. We have, I would say over the years, right now, we're probably sitting at 3-4 times the size we were when we started. Like I said, we had rained out into North Dakota, then we pulled back, and now we've kind of growing back to where we want to be. And we're starting to look at just some different opportunities and a little less capitalized equipment wise and stuff. So that's where we added the demo processing, which is something that goes with what we do, which is usually something that, a prime hires. And then, and some looking into some demo projects and maybe getting into some other, we have a lot of knowledge in the excavating and the equipment to do different things. So find maybe another little niche to add on that goes with the crushing.
Okay. What kinds of trends are you seeing on the equipment and technology side? Do you find you have to keep investing quite a bit in that just to keep up with the current trends, or?
Well, when it comes to rock crushing and mobile crushers, it's less of purchasing new, but there is a lot of repair. So it's not like we need to continue to upgrade, get a bigger and better machine. but we're always working on different setups that can assist the production, our customers, kind of giving our knowledge of this is a good way to do it, having the equipment to be able to do that. Say if you need more conveyors to spread something out, a pile out, instead of making it longer, you can make it higher because you have the stacker to do it. So it's not a lot about keeping up with the times of new equipment. It's more of keeping the equipment running and having the equipment you need when you need it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're lucky. We over the years we have a lot of different pieces that we can put in different configurations to usually fit any job that we need to do.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what is your workload like now, and how did how has that impacted, like, at the height of the pandemic?
Well, the past probably 3 to 5 years, there's been a lot of highway construction. So in the beginning, we did a lot of private work and government work. And then we ended up doing the last 3 to 5 years, a lot of highway construction. And with just the whole COVID and the whole political overchange, this has been a very odd year. We thought that we were going to be very slow. So we kind of set up to, precautionary, go into a slower year. But we've ended up doing a lot more smaller projects.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, adding some new customers and being able to provide some new services for customers. So it's been interesting. I would say kind of fun, because it's, it's a little different meeting, and meeting new people and stuff and trying new things. But it's been a good year to kind of rein in what we do, kind of expand in our employees. We've kind of put people in different places, and to look at what other types of work we can add on to our specialties that we can provide going forward.
Mm-hmm. Well, and being on the type of work you do, that wasn't affected as much by the shutdown and so on as some of the other work, right? I mean, highway work and stuff, I think pretty much went on.
Yes. Yeah. It was, we had to put the precautionaries and just make sure, we were following different rules there. But it's a lot easier when you have like 2 to 4 people on a crew and they're working out in the middle of a farm field. They can, they can keep their 6 foot and, so yeah, we were lucky and did not, weren't shut down or hampered by that.
Okay.
It was slower because other places, I think, were hesitant of what was going to happen.
Right.
But we made her through.
Yeah. Well, what's your outlook for like the coming year in your sector? Obviously it'd be nice if the federal government acts on that infrastructure bill and some other things that they're talking about. But what's kind of your outlook? Are you optimistic that you'll stay busy?
Yeah. I'm optimistic because I have a lot of places I can go. If it's not too busy here in Minnesota, I can step over to another state. And that's where it comes with just being the flexibility of what you have. If crushing slows down, we have something else to fall back and, so if the crushing slows down and we do more processing, or we do ditch digging, or whatever, happens to be one of the other expertise that we have added on. So I foresee the upcoming picking up again. Maybe not this coming year, but the year after. It would be nice to see some of the expenses go down, because it's kind of hard bidding jobs when every time you turn around, fuel's higher, steel's higher. And then another kind of a scary part is being able to get the parts you need.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of our crushers are German made. So if we don't have them on hand, it could stop you. We inventory a lot of it, but there's a lot of big pieces that you really can't inventory. So I'm optimistic. I think it'll all work out.
That's one of those big unknowns. I think, in fact, we mentioned the St. Croix Crossing project. I think that caused a delay at one point when they needed some part or some equipment that they couldn't get right away. And I don't remember exactly how it played out, but I know they had some challenges with that at some point. So,
Yes, there was a lot of different delays, and that is a trickle down effect. And
Mm.
especially as a small business, it's a hard thing uh, to suck up, I guess. I mean, we
Mhm.
don't have the extra, making money here and losing money there. It's
Mhm.
so, yeah, things like that can really, I just think if we had any state projects and, you know, multiple of our crushers went down and you couldn't run them, well, there's not much we can do, hopefully find a rental somewhere. But
Mhm.
we've been lucky, and we kind of know that that's out there. So the shop people have a good idea of saying, hey, we're just going to buy these to have, because otherwise they're talking a 9 week, and we got a loader tire. They're saying it could be 9 weeks. So it's like, nope, we need more loader tires in inventory, so
So it's just good planning and kind of figuring out what your workload's gonna be and that kind
yep,
of sounds like, right?
try to watch the horizon.
Yeah, it must be quite a trick to bid those jobs when you don't know these things, what's gonna happen with pricing and the supply chain and things like that. Is that, do you typically how do you do something like that? You just
Well, well, sometimes it's you bid it where you think it's going to be and hope for the best.
Mhm.
Um, Other times, sometimes I have bid them high, expecting something coming,
Mhm.
and in other, our competitors, they don't, and it doesn't come. So of course I'm outbid,
Mhm.
but I guess that's a risk I'm willing to take. I'd rather not buy a job and have to pay to do it. So,
Yeah,
um,
yeah. Well, it's an interesting line of work. Do you have anything else that you'd care to add before I let you go? We've covered a lot of ground there.
no, I don't, no, I just, to all the up and coming construction companies, the newbies, the old bees, or anyone that's thinking about getting into the industry. Um, I think for tradespeople, I hope more tradespeople get into this. I hope more young people get into the construction industry. It's a good lifestyle. It's kind of crazy, but it's provides good, interesting, long term, and yeah,
Well, absolutely. And hopefully we'll keep that pipeline of, I know that's always a challenge, has been for a long time, and not just in construction, but in other parts of our economy as well. So, um,
yep. I think
gotta keep,
one thing with construction, it keeps going. It changes, but
mhm.
somehow or another, it I think keeps going. So
Yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Well, thank you for your time, Joanne. Really nice visiting with you, and good luck going forward.
thank you.
All right, take care.